Can we just touch on Cam Johnson since he's come up in this conversation? How was he not traded? Like, surely there were people after him. Was Brooklyn's price too high, or were they sitting there going, well, we're losing enough now. We don't need to trade the guy unless we get bowled over? I'm fascinated by his lack of movement.
It's got to be something to do with the price, because I would imagine there would be some sort of bidding war for him. If your floor price is 2 first-round picks plus whatever salary you have to match along with it, and then there's a bidding war with it. Like, for example, if I'm Oklahoma City, I would have called up, been like, here, any of my 700,000 first-round picks, like, pick 2 of them, pick 3 of them. I don't care how efficient of a shooter he is, rebounding, his defensive capabilities. He's a guy that I would have tried to pry away from a team, but it had to have been with the asking price relative to some of these other guys, like, again, DeAndre Hunter. Like, I don't think you probably have to give up a little bit more than Karras, Niang, 2 first round swaps plus 3 second round picks for a guy like Cam Johnson, especially if you're in a bidding war with some of these other teams. But like, I don't know. I'll be honest, I don't really know what Brooklyn's thought process was there, even though they didn't have to trade him now because he still has a couple more years on his contract.
I only say this half jokingly, but why not call up Nico Harrison? Have a private negotiation with him. Derek Lively's suddenly expendable. They've got a whole bunch of centers in Dallas now. Go for Lively, maybe Hardy or Omax in a first round pick. See what you can get.
I think, honestly, if I had to put my 2 cents in about it, the idea, like, you look at Cam Johnson, dude, is kind of like the prototypical player you would want on your team in the modern day NBA. Tall, can shoot. He's averaging nearly 20 points a game. I would say, like, his contract, I would say his contract is looking pretty good. He's 28. He's not gonna be a free agent until he's 31. Brooklyn, and the thing is how efficient he's shooting, nearly 50% from the field, shooting over 40% from 3. And yeah, a cost control guy will give you offense, and you can do other things well. He can shoot the ball really well for his height as well. Like, if I was Brooklyn, I think the thing is the fact that he's still on a controllable contract is probably the reason why they were asking for a little bit more. Maybe if he was on a 2-year or even 1 year left on his deal, they probably could have got a trade done, because you saw teams like the Pacers and whatnot trying to get after him. There was rumors and whatnot. But yeah, it was very surprising that he didn't get moved. But now thinking about it, OKC would have been fantastic of a fit, in my opinion. But yeah, who knows? For all we know, we're going to be having the same conversation this time next year.
Isn't his contract also front loaded?
Kind of front loaded, I would say, because he's making 24 million. He made 24 million last year. He's making 22.5 this year. Next year's 20, and then it's back up to 22.5.
Okay, that's what I thought. It was something like that, but that's even more of a team-friendly contract and more of a reason why I'm trying to trade for it if I'm another team. The cap is going to spike once this new TV deal hits. The max it can go in this new CBA is 10% each year. I foresee 10% each of the next few years, and so that cap is going to spike, meaning the percentage of cap that Johnson allocates for is going much lower than it would be if there was 8% raises, which there's not. It's a decreased salary, and so that's where it's like I would be trying to trade for that if I am an opposing team, because of how team friendly that is and how friendly that can be for my books in this second apron account. But that's neither here nor there. A team will try. I'm guessing a team will try to do it in the offseason if they don't do it. If they didn't do it now, it behooves Brooklyn to at least consider the packages. I mean, again, we're not privy to the conversations of what are the actual packages from Johnson. We just know of the asking price for him. It behooves them to try to move him at some point, because a team is going to knock the door down, or multiple teams will knock the door down for a player like him, as they should. He's shown he can play winning basketball on a damn near championship level team in Phoenix, and he's only getting better.
And he's 28. He's 28. He's going to be aged out of his prime by the time Brooklyn are ready to compete again. So why not get something? Well, as you said, he's on a good contract. Yes, you'll have to pay him a lot more, at his next contract, but he'll still only be 30 when that contract finishes. You can imagine that he will stay in his prime until he's 33, 34. So his next contract will effectively cover the rest of his prime. So you're still going, unless it's a dramatic overpay, you're going to get value.
Oh yeah, 1,000%. I think for him, especially, just like if he can maintain what he's kind of already been able to do, a bunch of contending teams for sure are going to be definitely in on him. So it's going to be really interesting to see where he's at in coming to the off season and the following seasons, if he's still with Brooklyn this time next year. But Cam Johnson, that's going to be a name to look out for.